Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Some Kind of Wizard, and I am very, very excited to bring you a Reverse Captain's Best of 3 show match. And it's being hosted by myself. The winning team gets a free art commission from me for each player, and I'll actually put effort into the drawings. I have no idea what he's asking. Never mind, that's totally nothing anyway. Anyway, I'll be casting this show match. The team leaders are Josh and Rob, that would be Bacon of Strife, and Hin. For those of you who don't know what Reverse Captain's Mode is, basically it's like standard Captain's Mode, except the enemy team picks your team for you. So you generally are playing this game trying to give your enemies the worst possible team. It sounds kind of odd, I admit, and the first bans are going to the Radiant side. It's quite interesting, really. Like, you'll see people who you would really not want to go up against. I should probably...
5 seconds remaining.
Yes, whatever.
Reserve time.
No, it's fine. They can
Dire
do
team
it.
ban.
I'm not going to actually enforce any of the ATOD rules. Basically, ATOD rules are you must have a ranged, you must have a strength, an int, and an agi. Like, one of each at least. They might not stick to that rule, and if they don't, then I'll enforce it for the next game, but hopefully they'll play fair. First of all, it looks like they don't want to play with a Bloodseeker on their team. It's an interesting choice,
10
really.
seconds remaining.
They're already 10 seconds in, they're picking the first ban. They're really quite thinking
5
about it.
seconds remaining.
And it's fantastic to see, because I don't... Oh, Ricky is their first ban.
Radiant team
I
ban.
don't get to see these guys be super duper serious about a ban or a pick. It's really interesting seeing their minds go to work. I'm excited to see how this is going to break down. Just taking a refreshing drink. Let's see here. Now, generally in these kinds of games you expect to see people like Meepo, and I'm wondering if we're going to see that Meepo pick or ban.
10 seconds remaining.
Because if he isn't banned, then instead gets picked for the enemy team, Radiant have the
5
first
seconds
pick,
remaining.
then they could be at a disadvantage. Oh, Meepo gets banned. He's not going to get chosen this game. That's a shame. I honestly expected him to be given over to Team Oddities. Now there's one more ban to go. It'll be someone again they don't want to get. Just so you know, they're all in Skype calls, so they're all, you know, in contact and liaison, so it's all fair in game. It's interesting. They're spending this time already on just the bans. There are players that they just really don't want to be at all.
5 seconds remaining.
They're down to 5 seconds. Oh, and they don't want Pugna either. That's an interesting choice.
Radiant team.
Okay, and the Spectre goes straight over to Team Oddities
Dire
first.
team pick.
And now Team Oddities are going to be picking 2 champions for the Radiant team. I can't wait to see what will happen. Of course, Spectre is really not a great player to be, because there's a lot of farm necessary for that champion to be effective. And say, for instance, the Radiant team pick all farming carries for Team Oddities, they'll be in a bad situation, and Puck is a pickup. That's an interesting choice. I wonder why they would do that. Puck is a legitimate option, but I'm sure that Rob has a name in mind. You know. There's going to be one more pick. Maybe they're going to try for an all-intelligence team? Or maybe just all squishies that they can try and nuke down. They pick Crystal Maiden. Again, another squishy.
Radiant team pick.
That could be their plan. But again, I'm not sure. Crystal Maiden feels like a legitimate pick, and I know that Condorian is a big fan of playing Crystal Maiden. As for Puck, I believe Bacon of Strife is a Puck player. It's quite intense. There's still 2 more picks to go.
10 seconds remaining.
Is it going to be a team of farming carries
remaining.
against a team of squishy supports? It's a possibility. And they're really
Reserve
thinking hard
time.
about this. They just don't want to get completely killed out. I'm wondering also how the lanes are going to look. I mean, I can't say for sure which player is going to be Spectre. I don't know if any of them have actually ever played Spectre. Treant Protector is picked. Oh, they're going to be annoyed by that, because really not many people like playing Treant Protector, and I'm pretty sure that counts for everyone on Team Odyssey. And they pick Phantom Assassin as well. A very heavy nuker if she gets fully farmed up. When you're also alongside a Spectre, those odds aren't so great. And Wisp is the pickup.
Radiant team
So it's, again, another support character as well. Admittedly, this one is strength and has legitimate ganking opportunities. A Wisp Crystal Maiden combination could be very, very scary if it's properly coordinated. And now we're moving on to the next bans. They don't want to be Warlock. They really don't want to be Warlock. I know that the moment that Josh left the banning stage that he would have been swearing and cursing himself. Why didn't I choose Warlock? Because he hates that guy so much. And the next ban for Team Oddities. We will await with bated breath. Is it going to be a support, or is it going to be more of the farming hard carries? And they pick Visage, which is not a terrible idea, to be honest, because Visage just doesn't play like a very legitimate choice. Although I don't think that Team Oddities were in danger of being given a Visage. They were probably more in danger of being given, you know, as I said before, a hard carrying. I'm thinking of ones that need a whole lot of farm, maybe Faceless Void, although admittedly one of them is quite the Faceless Void player. And that would be quite a risk, to be honest. And we continue and wait. They have to desperately try and ban out some support, so they're never going to get picked.
Remaining.
10 seconds to go, they might begin eating into reserve time.
Reserved.
Enchantress gets banned out. An interesting choice. Again, it's probably because they wouldn't be able to control the jungle at all. I can't explain how incredibly excited I am to see this actually happening. I feel bad not having a co-commentator because I have to fill a lot of dead air by myself. And during this banning and picking phase, we're not dealing with a pro team. Anything could literally happen. This could be a game of anything. And again, another support is banned out. I'm not sure that's a good choice. It's probably going to be more farming carries given to Team Oddity. It just ensures that there's one less support that can be forced onto the Radiant team. Indeed, I'm wondering who else would be a valid ban. Who would they really not want to be playing? And at this point, I think everyone is, you know, fair game to play as. There are a lot less heroes that you would hate being compared to... Oh, a Witch Doctor. Yes, they pick out another support, which is a good choice. Again, they've got plenty of CC, and they've got plenty. Ah, they took out Sniper.
Radiant team pick.
Now that is a good decision, because again, another Agili would have been just awful for them. Let's see if there's anything in the chat. Nope. And so we continue to wait. The next pick is upon us. What's it going to go for? It's Gyrocopter. That's an interesting choice. And I would say that it's not a great one because that is officially a character with a stun. Venomancer, another support, is given over to the Radiant team. Oh, that's going to sting so much. Again, no, I don't have any problems with any of the players for the Radiant side. But giving all of them support, like, regardless of how legitimate those support are, if they're all support, you're going to be in a bad way. Huskar is picked. I knew it. Another farming carry. And they'll probably have to run Huskar jungle, if anything. But I don't know about any of the players' capabilities in doing so. I should point out that the teams we're dealing with today are a mixture of experienced players and a mixture of players with really not many games under their belt or have been inactive for a long time, so it's been interesting pulling them all together and making these teams up. I've tried to spread out that wealth of experience between them. Namely, for the Radiant side we're dealing with Bacon and Strife and Condoran as the most experienced players, and on the Oddities team, Hin and Roy. And Kunkka is picked out. Kunkka isn't a terrible choice given the setup. He could go for a Torrent. It would work at least. The Torrent build is quite good to really stack up with the huge number of stuns and CC that's applied to them. And they're starting to spread it out. Uniform takes the role of Kunkka and Bacon of Strife plays Puck. we've got Ronith on Crystal Maiden, Noximus as Venomancer, and I believe that leaves Luke with the Wisp. For Team Oddities, the layout is still being planned, unless their name tiles just aren't loading in for me. It's hard to say. And we wait and we wait. I'm genuinely curious about who's going to play what role in this, because it could be anyone. I think that it's going to be Hin, aka Player 1, as the Phantom Assassin. I don't know, by the way, why I've got player names here instead of actual names. Presumably it's some kind of bug. But here we go. It's already starting. So, as I said before, on the Radiant side we have Luke as the Wisp. We have Josh
for battle
as Puck. We have Ronith as Crystal Maiden. We have Greg as Venomancer. And we have Madden as Kunkka. On the Dire side, we have... I don't know... Why did they've done this just to mess with me? They're just going to have to be player names. Sod it. Player 1 is the Templar Assassin. Player 2 is Spectre. Player 3 is Gyrocopter. Player 4 is Huskar. And Player 5 is Treant Protector. And you guys are assholes. You'll be a nameless mess. Have you noted your enemy team's names?
30 seconds to battle.
So now it's also going to be a mystery because I'm going to forget who was what player name, and I'm not going to be able to remember them by their pictures. It's just impossible. But okay, we'll do what we can. I don't make casting easy, it's a true fact. So it looks like we're going to be running a... Oh, and a pause goes out for Phantom Assassin. That sounds fine. So, it seems that we're going to be running a middle lane player 1 as Phantom Assassin. Spectre is possibly heading down to the bottom, or maybe it's going to be a duo mid. We have on the top lane here, Gyrocopter and Treant Protector on the top lane. It's not a terrible option. And on the bottom we have Huskar, and I'm really glad that they aren't in a call with me, because that would drive me mad. And the bottom we have Venomancer Wisp, we have Middle Puck, and we have Crystal Maiden Kunkka. That isn't a terrible lane. Like, these are... They could be in a lot worse of a situation, but it all comes down to player experience. I can safely say that this top lane, not a very experienced lane at all.
Begins.
It's strange not being able to call them by names, because I'm going to forget them all. Some strong blocks coming there from Templar Assassin. Same can be said for Puck. And the ranged creep got in front first. That's actually pretty good news there for the Puck, and he'll be happy with that. They're just going to start exchanging blows. The harassment begins. On the top lane here, again, the usual. They're just playing it nice and safe. And on the bottom lane, the same can be said as well. There's not going to be any sort of deep invasion plays. Don't expect anything particularly amazing, because that's just not how these players are going to do things. It's interesting to see how it's going to play out here. Puck is having a nice time... Oh, no, I was going to say Puck is having a nice time harassing the Templar Assassin for free, but that seems to have turned over quite quickly. He's going to have to use Tango maybe to keep his regeneration up. A dagger flies out. The Templar Assassin's just going to be doing that to farm up the last hits. On the bottom lane, we can see that Venomancer Wisp, they're not holding up too well against a Spectre Huskar lane. I don't like this too much because they both need farms so very, very badly. I would imagine that they should have been split up, maybe send Gyrocopter in with Huskar so they have legitimate murder potential, and let just Spectre and Treant play it safe. Some more pokes are going out now on the Huskar, and he's not going to be liking that very much. Let's see how they're doing. Let's bring up some stats. And as far as last hits are concerned, TA is struggling a little bit against the Puck. Of course, the range advantage would, cause that, but that will soon change as, throwing daggers becomes an easier thing to do. They don't seem to be building for bottle play yet, although that might be the case for Puck because he hasn't bought anything as of yet. Gyrocopter is going for a pull from the creep lane to stack it up, which is a perfectly good option. Again, I mean, there's nothing to fear from a Kunkka Crystal Maiden lane, at least as far as ganking is concerned. And Puck continues on. on the bottom lane. Again, not much can be said. It's going to be interesting when this starts getting messy, but at the moment, these players have no other option but to play it safe. Oh, another strong deny there, but it's going to turn into more poking. And I honestly think this lane is going to be where first blood occurs. Because if the Venomancer can get in deep, then of course when Wisp tethers, they'll get a stun on these low health players. Puck goes up for the first rune, and he'll be very happy to get it as well. Phantom Assassin continues to farm though and catches up again on the lane. Looking at the top lane here, the farm continues to go the way of Kunkka, which is the better option of the two, and Crystal Maiden is apparently trying to take some of them, but just failing, which is just how that's going to have to go. Again, this is probably the least experienced of the lanes, and oh, that's a really good torrent actually. I'm quite pleased with that. And here we have Puck still exchanging last hits with this illusion rune. It'll be a lot safer for him to do so, and he'll get them from a lot deeper into a range, but that could possibly push the lane a little bit too hard. Templar Assassin now is running a little bit low on mana, using the dagger to score the last hits. They're sitting well. It's interesting. No one seems to have taken a clear advantage yet. Wisp and Venomancer are still moving around, but it looks like Venomancer has used up most of his mana now as a harassment technique. Spectre gets the healing ability of Huskar cast onto him, but Huskar is now bereft of mana entirely. And it looks like it's down to Condor and the Wisp, and he's going to harass with his Wisps. He expends the spirits. They reach far, and he gets first blood. A perfect shot with them as well. And Huskar can do nothing but watch. Incredibly strong, and they did not see that coming. That was only level 1 spirits, and it did a great deal of damage. And they're going to just recover and be able to continue to harass this lane. And again, another strong hit. Huskar's running away for dear life. Wisp reaches in, the spirits go wide. A long hit, and it strikes them as well. Spectre's chasing in deep to try and do some damage, but that's not going to be a good decision, and he decides to back out. And it seems that I missed a kill. Crystal Maiden has pwned Gyrocopter's head for 227 gold, and again the kills are going to the Crystal Maiden, which is fine in this situation. Kunkka is just going to be safely farming the creeps by himself. I say that of course, and it seems the Crystal Maiden has taken a great deal of the last hits as well. Now be Gyrocopter trying to play it safe. Again, I can't remember which player is which. Let's look here. Puck now has a bottle, and he's going to grab a DD rune. He's going to be really happy with that. Spectre goes in for the reach, and it's not going to be enough. And he'll have to back out now before he gets to... Oh no! Spectre walks up onto the pathway. And I've got that one clearly on camera. He'll be stuck up there now until he can throw another dagger or until a TP scroll arrives. I couldn't help but tease just a little bit. It's very unprofessional of me, but to be honest, whoever expected professionalism? It's fantastic. And the Radiant had taken a surprisingly strong lead. It was always expected that Team Oddities would be the stronger group. Apparently that one there is Thomas, so, you know, that's a bad day for him. The potions go down, and looks like Kunkka wants to do some regeneration, and he's also got Boots of Speed and a Gloves of Haste. He probably doesn't realise that you can, you know, get at least one of those from the secret shop. You know, an entire Power Treads is perfectly fine and feasible, but, you know, again, these players aren't experienced. And another kill for the Wisp. I'm sad that I looked away, and it must have been another long Wisps, and it was. They are really struggling on this lane. At this rate, as it stands, Team Radiant are in a dominating position for kills. And they'll need them, to be honest. They're a full support team, besides the Kunkka and, in a way, the Puck. They play such a heavy support role that without these early kills, they'll probably get crushed by such a hard carry team in comparison. And the Wisp continues to throw out some harassment for free. The creeps are playing some pressure onto player 2 there, and he'll have to back out just a bit, bring him over to the creep lane, so they'll be perfectly fine. And Puck is going in for another rune, and he scores it. He has possibly the best rune luck that I've ever seen, because there is no warding there. Oh no, there is now officially ward up on that top side, and it was placed just some 30 seconds ago, so that was a perfectly good choice. The courier's headed out. What's he carrying? All manner of items, and they appear to have failed to recrow them. It looks like TA is going down there for a gank, and he's moving in hard. Wisp is going to take a lot of damage here and possibly go down, and he does, to a long-range Huskar Spear. The Puck throws down the ulti and throws out the silence, dealing the damage, and the illusory orb is possibly going to follow here. Venomancer throws out some last right clicks, but it's probably going to fall to another Burning Spear, and that kill goes out. Puck is harassing that Templar Assassin and finally gets the kill. Following up now against the Huskar, hoping for a kill. Is he going to get away? The Burning Spear chases deep, and that damage of a low health Huskar is nothing to really laugh at. That was worth being terrified of, and if the attack had followed up, Puck would have been in some serious trouble there. It looks like he's not done with this fight yet, though, and he wants to go back in again. He throws down the attack, but he has not got the mana necessary for a follow-up cast. He throws out some harassing shots at Huskar, but is unable to follow it up. If he'd spent some more time and drank the bottle, he would have had enough follow-up mana to get the Waning Rift off, but it seems that there's been another kill, a double kill on the top, in fact. It looks like Kunker's gone down in exchange for a Gyrocopter and Treant, except Spectre with the ulti is moving in deep. And is it going to be enough? Chasing down Ronith deep under the tower, and he gets the last attack, but the Frostbite lands and freezes him under the tower. Is the last hit going to go out? It does! That's a kill there for Crystal Maiden.
The Radiant should really do something about that middle tower.
And indeed, middle tower is now being pressured thanks to the additions of Juggernaut Spectator. I can hear these things. And Templar Assassin returns to the middle lane to resume the farming. Let's have a look at how the items are doing. It looks like the Phantom Assassin is going to be trying to rush to an early Battle Fury as fast as possible. As far as Puck's build, I can't really tell quite yet.
Dire's bottom tower is
Here,
under
Wisp has
attack.
gone for a
Run,
nice
little
early
bottom
earn, and
tower.
that's a fantastic choice because they've been getting these early on kills. Venomancer has opted for agility and Gloves of Haste, possibly for the poke. And Phantom Assassin needs a pause there. Corb needs to AFK for a moment, apparently. And while we're doing that, let's go through the rest of the items. Here we've got Gyrocopter, and he is not doing too well for farm. Actually, it could be a lot worse. The Dire have got a relatively strong farming team. Again, they're all farming carries, so that's not to be totally surprised. Gyrocopter will be a legitimate fear as this game continues on. Soon we can find out when Madden can count to boat. That is an absolutely amazing inside joke, and it's poking fun at me. So, you know, well, that's great. Well played, Madden. Well played. I didn't know you were aware of that one. Only I can. I can count to boat. And Gyrocopter there, not seeing how many items, got the early boots. They're going to need all the mobility they can have because that Crystal Maiden is going to really do quite a bit of harm to them. Treant Protector has just gone for a safe farming setup, and it's gone for the Magic Stick as well. Which is fine. I imagine that a lot of casts are coming out from the Way of Conqueror and Crystal Maiden, judging on how their mana is being spent. I believe that's everyone's items now covered. Oh wait, no, of course, over here in the Dire we've got an urn as well for Huskar. Spectre is not sitting at many items, but it's probably farming up to get to level 2 boots.
To defend itself. What a brave
And the Radiant are damaging that Dire tower again, and they're going to have to back out a bit if that Spectre wants to do the damage. And Noximus continues to get hit a couple of times by that tower, a little bit unnecessary. But the pokes go out, and they're going to be relatively safe. Conqueror is in a bit of an exchange there with Gyrocopter, and from the looks of it, the Gyrocopter is afraid to engage properly, but he throws down the missile that's going to chase Uniform deep.
In the world, being attacked.
Templar Assassin continue to do what Templar Assassins do and farm, and headed for the bottom rune at the same time, but no, there is no rune there at all. There is actually quite great ward coverage there being done by the Radiant side. It looks like Templar Assassin is going in for a gank, and he's being warned. Puck lets out the warning and tells the guys to back off. And that was a great choice of a Plague Ward there by the Venomancer, being chased again deep by that Templar Assassin. And they want to take that engagement, but they know that they can't. It's just too far out. And the Plague Ward goes for the last hit and fails. Spectre denies it just in time. And Huskar is just going to do what he does and continue to farm up. I think the urn is a good choice. If these guys want to get the kills, they're going to need to try and stack up nice and quickly. Puck is in a position now to counter gank. And Templar Assassin appears to have left that lane completely and moves in for the kill. Wisp moves in, gets the stun with the chain link. Puck throws down an ability in the silence, and then Spectre falls to an errant Wisp attack. And Huskar is in far too deep and not backing out. Chain stunned and held down. The Plague Ward helps, and the Puck gets the final kill. It's a double kill again for the Radiant team.
To defend itself.
And Templar Assassin looked like he wanted to go in and do something, but has to back out.
Bottom tower is under attack.
On the top side, we can see that the top Dire tower is starting to get pressured. Gyrocopter and Treant are trying desperately to counter this round. Although now Treant is throwing down his living armor onto the towers, and that will slowly regenerate them, which is an incredible effect of it, and one that should be utilized a lot more often.
The Dire's top tower is doing its
Continue to do a
best,
creep
but
ball
it
and working on
doesn't
whatever
look
farm they can get. The Dire side, again, they still have relatively strong farm, but that Puck is going to be really dangerous as the game continues on. The Cleric is being thrown down and the harassment continues. Templar Assassin has just wandered in vision of that rune and is that ward, sorry, and is moving in to try and gank the top lane. It looks like they're backing out before it's too late. Madden backs away from a chasing missile and takes the damage, but Takes it all with stride, and Templar Assassin is unable to move in. Phantom Assassin is unable to move in and do anything about it. Those wards are going to be saving them from a lot of trouble. Puck there scores the catapult kill, and that tower in middle is going to take at least a little bit of damage by the end of this, but Templar Assassin looks like he wants to move in to do some aggression. Take a long leap in, but Puck wisely backs out. On the bottom lane here, we can see another deep chase. It looks like Wisp Venomancer are going to get another kill. And Huskar tries desperately to kill Wisp before it's too late, but fails. And Wisp is playing like an absolute carry. Let's have a look at those kills and deaths. Yes, Wisp and Crystal Maiden is seeing a 5-1 and 4-1 each consecutively. It's really impressive damage that these guys are dealing. It looks like Puck wants to try for an invisible gank, but is unable to reach from this position.
By the gods,
Gyrocopter and Triano, wishing they could do something about it. And Kunkka and Crystal Maiden are out of position. Wisp pops in with the teleport, and the static link must have failed at some point. Puck uses his abilities, throws out the attack. Torrent goes in, but is unnecessary, and that's another kill. Now Wisp is just dealing the damage, and will soon be popping back into wherever he teleported in from. And that's back down there in the bottom lane. Templar Assassin again. No, Phantom. I don't know why I keep saying that, and I apologize, audience. Phantom Assassin again walks into ward range and is completely revealed, sitting there on the middle lane and continuing to farm.
My gratitude.
Let's have a look here. Items. Again, Spectre is not looking very strong as far as items are concerned. Needs to possibly do some jungling and needs to do some ganking. At the same time, we have Trient. Again, his items have not changed to progress since, and Kunkka moves in aggressively, but that's not going to help at the moment. The Frostbite lands, I forget the name of the Crystal Nova. The Crystal Nova lands, the Torrent hits as well. A perfect hit, but Spectre uses the ulti to get in. And is that going to be the end for Kunkka? He's being pressed really hard. The Spectral Dagger chases, and that's going to provide the passage to get through. But no, a good Frostbite holds the Spectre in place and is unable to chase. Puck moves in to see if he can score another kill, in fact. And the Treant's going to sit there safely in the trees and, you know, wait it out. Puck throws down the illusory orb. He hops in, uses the silence, hits down. Gyrocopter's in a bad position. The Puck ulti goes out. Gyrocopter's backing away and gets stunned. Crystal Maiden is there to do some harassment, but cannot follow up with it. The tower is encased in living armor, but it's already taken a lot of damage so far. These towers are getting pushed, and on the bottom, I missed it. Oh, I'm missing kills all over the place. It looks like in sync. Both Venomancer and Wisp fall to a Huskar Phantom Assassin diving combination, but the Dire's bottom tower has now fallen. Let's take a quick look here at the experience and gold graphs. It looks like, as far as it's concerned, the Radiant are ahead in both respects, and I'm not entirely surprised considering the pushing that's occurred. But Phantom Assassin will be a force to recognize later on in this game as it continues on. Simply put, if those damaging items build up, then a BKB is applied. There are, although plenty, sorry, I've worded that badly. Although there's plenty of CC on the team, I don't believe they've got any CC that goes through a BKB. So BKB'd Phantom Assassin will be able to reap a terrible toll on these really, really squishy supports. I believe that's what they're holding out for, and Templar Assassin is going for the Claymore. That's going to be a very quick Battle Fury build. Teleport in top from Wisp, casting some abilities. Oh, and it looks like Kunkka can in fact count to boat. The attack lands perfectly, and that's a double kill there for the Wisp, in fact. That seems a little bit off. They probably should have gone to the Kunkka, but at this point, it's noted. I'm quite amazed with how it went. And Puck throws out some harassment on the Spectre, who's trying to get some farm up now, desperately on the middle. Apologies while I take a drink now, because I'm solo casting. I have to hold it by myself.
Silence.
Ah, refreshing. Usually I would be casting with a co-commentator, and that co-commentator is usually Bacon of Strife, but of course he's playing this game right now, and so I will be unable to talk to him at this present time. Huskar moves in with a haste rune to gank, and he backs up because he's not paying attention. He could have had that clutch long-range life break, and that would have been an easy kill. I imagine Team Captain Rob is saying some horrible, dirty words to Huskar right now. And Huskar moves in for the gank on the top lane. Torrent goes out just to score a creep farm, and Gyrocopter's there. The warning is out that Huskar is en route, but is it going to be too late? He lands some attacks and the Frostbite lands. That's not going to be good for him. In fact, the Nova and the Torrent combination could be really strong right now. But Gyrocopter comes in to assist, and Huskar is going to back out safely. Spectre uses his ulti to teleport and reveals everyone's positions, but it's probably not going to have a follow-up. It's a gank on the middle, in fact. But Wisp and Puck are a terrifying combination, and that Venomancer comes in just in time to help, and that's another kill. Although this one is stolen by the creeps and spread out between everyone. Now Spectre throws down the dagger and tries to escape. Is it going to be enough, though? The Wisp and Puck are chasing very, very deep, and if the tether lands, then that will be a stun. And they're moving around. Huskar is moving into assist, and Venomancer is in position as well, and they have to back up, but Venomancer gets a great ulti off, but Treant Protector is in the exact same position. And that's going to be a kill. The Crystal Maiden has taken down the Huskar. Gyrocopter takes down Puck and ends a mega kill streak for huge money. Kungur has killed off Spectre, and Crystal Maiden takes a Gyrocopter kill, and that's a double. And then that is a full team wipe. That is some huge, huge damage. And the Wisp just barely makes it out with the urn. He'll be very glad to have that. And that's 8 stacks currently sat in that urn. Templar Assassin, sorry, I keep saying Templar, because I've been watching a couple of Templar Assassin games today, and I apologise for that. Phantom Assassin wants to throw in some dagger harass and lands the attack. Can he follow it up? He can't, and the Wisp is there to defend it. And in fact, throwing out the errant Wisps, Venomancer throws down his Q, in fact. Fantastically placed. The Plague Ward follows up, but Phantom Assassin blinks away just to safety. Teleporting in top is again his Gyrocopter, and he'll be really needing to get some farm. Maybe he'll be going for something along the lines of a Shadow Blade build, but there's no real good suggestions right now. The support team is just so far ahead in kills.
Middle tower is under attack.
And here they were thinking Team Rob would be the winners today. At the very least, we're going to have 3 games, and I'm very pleased with that fact. Although my voice will no doubt be a complete mess by the end of it. Puck throws out the Illusory Orb and it travels across. It looks like they're going to try and take down this middle dire tower, and that will be their last of their tier 1s, and Templar Assassin is moving in to try and deny this fact. But that tower's probably going to go down. They do have a glyph of fortification in place. Puck throws out the last auto attack, and Templar Assassin throws out the dagger to chase, but there is a Wisp right nearby with a stunning tether, and they don't want to move in on that. Venomancer throws out the Plague Ward, and maybe they want to engage, but they don't. They press her away. Gyrocopter backs up. He looks like he wanted to make a motion as well. If the Radiant team had gone in then, it would have been very dangerous. But now it looks like they're going for... I actually thought this tower had died. And now it looks like the Radiant team are going to take down the tower. Oh, Wisp teleports in on his own behind enemy lines. He will not like that at all. Puck mops in and throws down the abilities as best as he can. He throws down his ulti and gets the stun and the silence. And the Torrent follows up. There's a kill for the Kunkka. And Puck moves in. Has he already got a Blink Dagger? He has already got a Blink Dagger. He throws out the Illusory Orb. The casting ability of Treant Protector lands, and that Leech Seed will help him out a great deal, but it's not enough. Puck lands an auto attack and backs out. Spectre chases in, and he slams a kill down onto the Crystal Maiden, and the follow-up by Templar Assassin is to... Phantom Assassin is to die horribly, and Wisp gets the stunning tether. A triple kill for the Kunkka. Phantom Assassin is brought back into the game. It took a bit of waiting, but this action is really, really vamped up in this recent 5 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There is a dire ward that's spotting for this. It was really their mistake to get pulled out of position, but they were just systematically picked off by the support team.
The Radiant's bottom tower has seen
Let's have a quick
better
look here at
days.
the kills. Again, Wisp is still sitting at the most with kills. Who would have thought it? A carry Wisp. Now all he needs to do is get an omelette, a Mask of Madness. He's using the urn stacks to charm himself back up again. Kunkka continues to harass and poke at the creep wave, and the daggers aren't going to do anything. The Illusory Orb flies out but doesn't find a target at all. Gyrocopter's throwing in a missile. Are they going to try and make an engagement of it? No, it's going down on the very high health Kunkka, and in fact the missile is denied before it's too late. Huskar activates an invisibility rune. It looks like he wants to move down onto the middle there. He might be able to score a kill if he lands a very good flame break. Life break. The Crystal Maiden is completely unaware. I'm looking up here at the top lane, nothing happens. Huskar moves in. The Crystal Maiden uses her ulti to score the kill. There was no select follow-up. Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking for the Huskar. It could have been just enough damage to take down Ronith there.
My thanks.
No, it's a well-timed ulti, and there are no stuns on Huskar with which to undo it. And takes level 2 Freezing Field. I'm actually kind of surprised at that choice, considering it's a 400 mana spell. Admittedly, it did just get a kill. It's very expensive compared to the damage that you deal with it. And here again, Spectre is desperately farming the jungle. There are a couple of pings going out there for the runes, and I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe they're talking about where runes spawn. Again, they've got new players. OCM, you cold-hearted bitch. It's very cruel, and Treant moves, and they know he's there. It's very clearly in vision.
To defend itself.
He throws in a deep aggressive ward. That'll give them quite a lot of vision here, but they probably saw that happening. Well, are they going to move to do anything about it? The Greevel has just delivered, or is delivering, a Talisman of Evasion, and it appears that Venomancer did not have the inventory space for it. He throws down a Plague Ward just to cover the top lane there. The Spectre is in clear sight, and they could really engage on this if they wanted to, but they're probably afraid of that rune there providing all the vision. Pucker's doing some harassment and pushing on the bottom lane. If they can take some more towers, they'll be in a dominating position, because again, the longer this game goes on, despite this huge, huge difference in kills, the longer it goes on, the more that the game falls in the favour of the Dire team.
That's not gonna hold.
Again, we've got the Venomancer here, we've got Kunkka, and they look like they want to do an engagement, but the enemy could be moving in to try and counter-gank this. In fact, they're moving as a 4, and they want to take this fight, but the enemy are they're backing out just as fast as they possibly can, and the Plague Wards give all the vision that they need. Phantom Assassin looks like she still wants to go in, but it's just not fast enough. They're going to get very well clear, and they're probably going to be quite annoyed at this wasted time. At this point, Huskar continues to farm the jungle.
Illusion.
Really using Into Vitality a fair bit too often, but it's a legitimate enough choice at this point in time. Spectre also farms the jungle. They've got, at the moment, it's amazing that these carry players are so afraid to move out of their own jungle. They've got plenty of space, especially around here and around here. Like, this is just huge money and experience just completely going to waste. Inspector uses the ulti to provide the vision and hopefully get a pop off, but no one's in an awkward position right now. Although hopefully that change in vision will provide them with the courage they need to actually do some farming.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower. Run.
Phantom Assassin still has not reached a Battle Fury, and we're at 20 minutes into the game. Although again, this isn't a pro team and a pro game, it feels very, very slow. This Phantom Assassin should be in a lot higher of a position, but she's one of the lowest killing players on the team, and most of it has gone to the
Dire's
Huskar.
bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself.
Let's have a look here again at Dies. Phantom Assassin is trying to last hit as hard as she possibly can to try and follow that Battle Fury, but there's an attack going in the mid, and another kill. I just barely caught it. It lands, a Wisp Spirit lands the
tower
hit.
is under attack.
And Gyrocopter did not know what hit him.
Dire's middle tower
Wisp has
is
those
under
spirits
attack.
held in too closely and is not going to be able to
Dire
sight
has
to that
fortified
top lane. And Treant throws down a strong ulti and holds a whole bunch of people down in position. Phantom Assassin throws down the dagger but still does not want to go in. It's such a scary group. The Treant Protector is taking a lot of damage. The Wisps fly in, the Frostbite follows up, the Tether stuns, and that's a kill. Puck takes it.
Dire's
Plague
middle
Ward reveals
tower is all alone in
the side of the
world.
jungle, and
Being
Phantom
attacked.
Assassin is going to have to back out. And that's another tower taken by the
Dire's middle
support team.
tower has fallen.
Puck throws out the illusory orb but finds no targets, and Wisp begins to enhance the powers of the Kunkka there, and he'll be trying to take down that tower as fast as they possibly can.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The enemy team, they don't really want to go in. The Gyrocopter throws down a big ulti, and it's going to hit everyone. And Phantom Assassin throws down the dagger and leaps in. The missile is chasing as well, and is it going to be enough? The illusory orb follows up, and that's going to be a kill, and the boat flies in. Puck gets struck by the missile, but the boat lands! He can, in fact, counter boat. Phantom Assassin is brought back into the game, and Gyrocopter is still going to be down for a while yet. Puck looks like he wants to take another barracks, but he's in a dangerous position now. A leap in from Phantom Assassin could change this entire matter. And Crystal Maiden gets slowed, gets leaped on, and the damage is there. But Crystal Maiden is just moving too far away, and that's amazingly well held. Phantom Assassin calls the GG, and the team begins to disconnect. GG, well played, ladies and gentlemen.
Dire's middle barracks shall be
We'll be going on to game 2 in just a moment. The Wisp plays were just fantastic, and indeed, Spectre says, well played, Luke. They're doing everything they can, but they are going to back out. And DC then, ladies and gentlemen. And we can get on to the next. Winner is Team Josh. And Huskar is going to die to another cheap kill here. I continue to watch it. Dream Protector throws down again another big ulti, but of course there's no one to do anything about it. Spectre is there trying to do something, but that something is not going to be anything. And Crystal Maiden throws down the ulti for no apparent reason, at least, and then goes down swiftly to the Spectre. Again, everyone needs to continue to DC, and in fact I'm going to hop out this game now.